Hey there everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to part 8 of the tutorial for Firnen from the Inheritance series. Okay, so far you should have completed his entire upper body. Right, he's very floppy. This portion we're going to begin the bottom, so the bottom of his neck and the bottom of his stomach. And then in the next video we will work on the bottom of his tail. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be the bottom of his neck. Now in the book it describes him as having a lighter green at the bottom of his stomach and neck, so that is why the middle row I did the apple green, as you can see. Alright, the rest of the rows is just 2 at a time all the way down. Okay, actually they're all 2 at a time all the way down. The middle row is just a different color. And then for the horizontals I just took 2 bands, stretched it around all 5 pegs. Alright, so I did that, and then at the end, I just took 1 band, okay, 1 loose band of the dark green, and just dropped it on the edge pegs. So all the pegs on the edge, except for the top and bottom pegs. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do here, this is gonna be a little bit tricky. All right, we gotta take the head, all right, and we gotta kind of flip it under itself. Okay, so it's like that. Right, and then we're going to attach those 5 loose ends to the 5 pegs at the bottom, like this. It's going to be fun. Alright, ready? So, I'm pulling back the top of the neck so we can attach this here. I'm going to go through the set, take off the tying band, and wrap it around. We want to be very careful during this part. So take your time, pause the video if you need to. Oh my goodness. This one's on very tight. What do I do this? Ah! Oh my goodness. Make sure you don't miss any of those loops. Very awkward position for that head. Alright, so this is why we didn't want to wire him yet, because otherwise he'd be all in your way and poking you and stuff. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to lift up all 5 sets, just the top loops, to put 2 bands across all 5 of those. Okay, after we put those 2 bands on, we're going to do 2 on the 2 sides. Okay, so 1 band there. Okay, and I'm going to place those loops back over. Place the next set, and the middle set, and this set, and I'm going to put 1 more loose band here. Place that. Alright, this guy fell off, so I'm going to replace him. So make sure all your edge bands are back on, and we're going to loop up all the columns. I think it's easier to start with the sides so that we kind of secure these loose bands in place now. Okay, and now I'm going to do the rest. Alright, I'm going to tie off these ends now. And then you can lift up from the bottom if you want to. Alright, so there's the first part of the bottom of the neck. Alright. So you can see that's going to be the bottom. We're going to attach and stuff it. Not yet. Alright, so the next part is just a short one. We're going to be just extending the neck, so it's just literally half of what we just did. So just 2 bands all the way down for the bottom half, okay, and then same thing with the horizontals, 2 bands stretched all the way across, and then the bands on the end. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before, which is attach my ends, take the bands off as you do. My hair keeps getting all over the table. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do the horizontal. This one you definitely want to lift these up to do the horizontals, because if you don't, you're going to have a weird kink in the neck if you don't put the horizontal across this bottom set. Just try to ignore those loose loops on the ends like these guys. I know they might feel like they're getting in the way. Alright, so those go across. I'm going to put a loose band right here on the end, and I'm going to replace those loops over that band. Oh, and then we need one more here. Alright, I'm going to check and fix the sides here because these loops fell off. So again, we want those loose bands along all the edges. Alright, and now I'm going to loop that up. Blech. Alright. Here we go again. There's the underside of his neck. If you want, just pull out all these edge sets so they're not stuck in there. Okay. Alright, so we have done the neck. Okay. Now we're going to be working on the rib cage and the stomach. Ooh, what did I forget? A loose band here. Now, like we did on the back, how we created the arched look, we're going to do that on the rib cage as well. Okay. Alright, I'll explain exactly what I did here. Don't panic when you see it. Okay. Alright, so using that dark green again, I went down every column. This one I went all the way. Then I did this one went all the way. This one I went one less. Then this one less than that, one less than that. And then this one I did up here. And then I did these in that order. Okay. For the horizontals. Okay, I started at this end. I took 2 at a time, stretched them across every 3, so all the way down to here, I did that. The next row I did the same thing, stretched them across every 3 all the way down to here. Okay, and then I took 2 bands, not a double loop, 2 bands across these 2 pegs, and across the edges here. So these, I put 2 bands around, not double looped, 2 bands, very important. Okay, around this peg, I just took 1 band and I wrapped it around twice. Oops. And I did the same thing right here. Okay, and then on this side, I did those loose green bands at the very end. So on each peg, I just put 1 on there. Okay, except the top and bottom. All right. So now we're going to take that neck. All right, we're going to hold it the same way, so the head's kind of tilted under. Okay. And this is what we're going to do here. Okay, very important to see how I'm doing this, okay? I'm going to attach these 2 ends to these 2 pegs. You might think we should be attaching these 2 here, but no. We are attaching these 2, okay? So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to take off that tying band. And I'm going to wrap it around that peg. Okay, same thing with the second one. Alright, so there's 3 ends that are hanging off. Okay, I'm going to lift off the top 2 loops of each set. Okay, I'm going to take 2 bands and I'm going to stretch them across the bottom. Okay, 2 bands, not a double looped. And then I'm just going to take 1 green band and lay it on that peg at the bottom. And then I'm going to replace the loops. And I know some are falling off the edge. I'm going to fix those as I go, no worries. Okay. Okay, so right now at this point, we could loop all the way up this column. Now we can do our diagonals here. So let's grab those top 2 diagonals, loop over that band that we wrapped around there. Grab the next 2 diagonals. Grab the next 2. And the next 2, there's 1, 2. Alright, we can loop all the way up the rest of the columns now. Alright, I'm going to tie off these ends. You'll notice that the one side is going to appear kind of loose. That is a good thing. That means you did it right. Okay. Alright, so see how this side is loose, right? See that? That's good. This is going to be cool. I'm excited. Alright, what we're going to do next is we're going to continue up doing this part. Okay? And we're going to finish the one side and then we'll go back to the other side. Alright, so this is how this looks. Okay, so first I went straight down this column with 2 bands at a time. And then I did the outer edge, so 2 at a time going here, then down, then out here. And then I did 2 at a time all the way, the rest of the way down the other ones. Alright, for the horizontals, 2 at a time across these 3, these, all the way up. Then I did 2, okay, not double looped, 2 bands around the 2 sets here. Okay, this one was also 2 around the 3. And then I took 1 band, wrapped it around twice on this peg, right? So I'll show you that again. 1 band wrapped around twice. And 1 band wrapped around twice on this peg as well. Alright, and then the edges, as usual, have those loose bands sitting on them. Alright, so we're going to attach, so hold your project like this. We're going to attach these 6 ends to these 6 pegs, taking off the tying bands as we do that. You might think you're doing this all wrong right now because of the way everything looks on the dragon itself, but it's supposed to look a little wonky. Missed a loop there. Alright, I'm going to lift up the top two loops of this set, and this set. We'll take two bands and put them across, and then we're going to put one loose band on the edge here. Then I'm going to replace those loops. Make sure this guy doesn't get wrapped around that peg. We want him to stay. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we're going to take these top two loops off. These and these. Take two more bands. Put them across. Replace them. And then we're going to do these two and these two, and we're going to put two across. Again, not double looping. Alright, any bands that fell off your edge, you can replace those. And let's go up that column first. Go up the second column now. The third. Okay, this one again, this peg had that one band wrapped around twice. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before. Alright, loop up twice on this one and once on this one. And then we're going to do these diagonals. Alrighty, tying off these ends. And as usual, if we want, let's just pull out these edge sets. Alright. Okay, so again, your edge should look a little loose there. You did it correctly if it does. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so there's his head upside down, and this is what it should pretty much look like so far. Alright, so now we're going to do this half, and it's going to be the opposite of what we just did. And then we'll do that middle row and attach it so that he'll have like a rib cage going down. Alright, so the next one is going to be the same as this part that we did. It's just the opposite. So going twice down each column here, or I'm sorry, taking two bands down each column here, and here, 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 and then going that way, 2 bands at a time across every 3 pegs on this column, and from here to here, and then taking 2 bands, not double looped, 2 bands across these 2, and all these on the edge here, and then I took 1 band, wrapped it around twice on that peg and on that one. And of course I have my loose ones on the edge on every set here except the top and bottom. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to hold my guy like this, and we're going to attach these 2 ends to these 2 pegs. Okay, so this piece is going to kind of hang off, and we're going to ignore it for now. And also we're ignoring that middle set where the light green is. That's tied off. We're not going to attach that to anything yet, just these 2 ends. Okay, so just like we did before, we're going to go through those sets. Oops, make sure you don't go through that loose band on the end. Just go through those sets, take them off. Wrap them around those pegs. Alright. Lift off the top 2 loops on each one. Take 2 of those dark green bands. Get that loose guy out of the way. Stretch him across, and then take 1 band right here. Oh wait, yeah, correct. That is correct. Okay, there we go. Replace those loops. Alright. And now we can just loop this guy. Alright. Tie off your ends. So just like before, your sets on the end, on the side should look loose. Okay. Okay, so these should look a little looser than the rest, okay, to match this side. Okay. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to do the back half. Exactly the same as we did before, just the opposite. Alright, so again, 2 bands all the way down this column, then I did the outside edge, okay, and then I went down the rest of them, okay. Horizontals are 2 at a time across these, okay, and then 2 at a time just across these 2, and then 2, not double looped, 2 across these, alright. And on this peg I wrapped one around twice, and also on this one up here. Okay, here we go. So that is the opposite of what we did on the other side. So again, we're going to take off our tying bands and attach this. Oops, ooh, I missed one. Oh. Missed a loop there. It's a big pain when you miss a loop. But you do have that extra set holding that there, so worst comes to worst, you know, it's not the end of the world. Yet. Haha. Alright, let's do our horizontals. So take off these top 2, these top 2, and these top 2. We'll put our horizontals across, then replace them. 2, 2, and oh, we need a loose band. Oops. Fix that guy. We need a loose band on our edge here. That there, and then replace those loops. Alright, pull up these 2, and these 2. Take 2 bands, pull them across there, place them, and then lift up these, and take 2 bands. Put them across and replace. Whoo! Alright, I'm going to loop up this edge first to secure those loose bands in place. Go up the whole, oh wait, no, we're not. We're going to go up each column, and we're going to go up the edge sets last. Forget. We'll go up our edge now. Alright, we'll tie off. And we'll take off. So there we go. So now you should have the opposite right there. Or they should be the opposite. Okay. So this is what it should look like. Okay. Your head is facing upside down, and then you should have the neck and that part. And then this, we're going to do this part next and attach it to create a rib cage under his body. Cool, right? Alright, so for this part, like we did before, for his back, we only need one row, essentially. Okay, so I'm just going to grab one row. Here we go. Alright, and then I just have those bases on it to support it, to keep it from falling over. Alright, so just like this. Okay. Alright. Okay, so we're going to fill that row with the light green, okay, because the middle row is the light green of the stomach, so this is the green apple. Okay, here we go. Ready? So this is the same thing we did with his back before, all right? This is going to be the middle row for the rib cage, so I'm going to take that band, or that set, the light green, and I'm going to pull off the tying band, and I'm going to wrap it around this peg. All right, now we have to lift up the top two loops and go into our dark green set on either side. Maybe I'll start with this side, and we have to find that loose set in there. There's one part of it. This is always the obnoxious part. Alright, so you're going to wrap those loops around that peg, and then we're going to do the next set, and the next. And the next one is one of those, I think, single bands that were wrapped twice, which is always tricky to find. There's half of it. Where's the other half? Oops, you know what, we'll just do this part for now. We'll get to that one in a minute. Alright, so same thing on the other side. Wrap the loops, don't skip any sets. Blech. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to find the right bands that go around there. Let's not go there. Alright, so these go around the bottom. Next set. Ooh, they don't want to stay around there. Stay! Next set goes around there. Next set goes around there. Okay, so I did the first three on each side. Okay, I'm gonna replace those loops back on, and I'm gonna loop up those light green bands. Make sure you only grab the light green bands. There's one. There's the other one. Oh, what in the world happened there? Looks like I gotta do that again. Those came off. Ah! Shoot! See what happens? Okay, give me a sec, guys. I don't have a video editor, so you're just gonna have to be patient with me. Just be patient with me, please. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I'm starting over again. Wrapping those bands around that peg. Okay, got it. Lifting the top loops off, we're taking the bottom two loops from the sides that are loose, wrapping them around and replacing that green. Alright, I'm going to push that down so it doesn't come off again. Shish. Alright, the next set in line is one of those wrapped ones. Let me see. Right there. Okay. So that goes around there. Next, other side. You can tell why I don't upload too many videos anymore. Oh my goodness. This takes forever. Trying to get the right ones here, I think. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to loop up again just once. Alright, next set. Make sure you don't skip any, okay? Should look pretty even. Okay, these two rib cage things should be kind of aligned evenly on there. Alright, next set is also one of those double wrapped ones. One of those pain in the butt ones, I'll call it. Oh, man, I'm grabbing the wrong one. Why is this so difficult to find? Sorry, I'm a perfectionist and I need to find those exact bands that go around there. Nope. I think it's these two here. Ah! This is gonna drive me insane. Alright, so I know this is one. This has to be the other one then. There we go. Whew. My goodness. Pain in the butt you are. Sometimes you'll get lucky and find it on the first shot like that, and sometimes it'll take you like forever. Alright, continuing. I'm going to do 3 at a time there. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to lift off a tiny bit, maybe like 3 sets. 1, 2, 3. Or 4, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Alright, continuing up. Make sure you don't skip any. You're going to be really sad. I'm going to lift up a little bit more. Oh my gosh, this is so nerve-wracking. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Here and there. Alright, so we're doing 2 more. Here and there. Alright, so again, make sure that your sides are even. Alright, we're going to just tie off this middle set real quick. Alright, so see how the rib cage is starting to form like a little boat? That's what we want. Alright, we're going to do the other half of this, and then we're going to take a break before we finish the underside of the tail. 2. Okay. My coffee has now become iced coffee. Alright, go through that light green set, take off the tying band, wrap the loops around that bottom peg, lift up the top 2 loops, and first we'll wrap around this side and then we'll wrap around that side. Replace the loops back on and push them down so they don't come off. Alright, the next set is going to be one of those annoying ones that probably will take me an eternity to find the right bands for. They're probably buried under there somewhere. Haha! I found you. Found it. Now if it wants to come out, that would be great. This one. Alright. Ooh, that one was an easy one. Alright, I'm gonna loop up once more. Alright, here we go. Next one. Sometimes they're hard to find, so just take your time, honestly. It'll be worth it in the end when you see how this looks, this rib cage thing. Alright, loop up there, loop up there, loop up there. And I'm going to lift off a little bit off the bottom again, just a little bit. Okay. 1, 2, I should have 2 more sets. 3, and the last one. Oops. It's going to be one of those annoying ones. I'll do that one last. 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to loop up 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Lift off a tiny bit more. Ooh. So this last set is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. I think I got it. Yay. Really got to find it in there. It's hidden. Oh, that's it there. There we go. All right. Woohoo! All right. All right, guys, so that is that. So now, you take him and you kind of lay him on his back. See what I mean by the rib cage thing. So this will go right here. So he's gonna have a pretty cool stomach going on there. Very excited about that. All right, so we're gonna take a break here and we're gonna do the rest of the bottom of his tail next. So go ahead and head over to that part and I will see you over there.